Hi, I am Harvey, DJ Speedy Miller, producer DJ Speedy. Speedy, you fool for this one. Gangster nerd, mad scientist, whatever you want to call it. I produce for Outkast, Goodie Mob, Waka Gucci, Nelly, Beyonce, Flo Rida, Nicki Minaj. A lot. Over 60 million records. Over 60 million records sold. Still going.
All right. So for the people who don't know, because I've known you for a while, I want to go back to '88, or a matter of fact, even earlier if we can. Like, tell us how you got into music.
1988. That's the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was that first jumping off point for you in '88?
In 1988, me and one of my good friends, Eddie Schuler, shout out to DJ E Love, we was young on the landlines for Christmas that year, December 1988. Well, we was on the phone with like what we can get for Christmas. So we was like, we had watched Your MTV Raps, Ed Love and Dr. Dre. Remember Dr. Dre was the big guy with the DJ. So we like, man, I'm gonna get some turntables. So we got, I bet you I'm gonna get some turntables. Like we had a little bet going on. So we both got turntables for Christmas. However, his parents bought him Technique 1200s, the best of the best. My mom bought me some Radio Shack realistic turntables in the mixer. And then 2 copies of Jingling Baby. So I sat in there for months and months and months and months and months and months. 2 months actually, to my birthday, February the 7th, and learned how to use the turntables. I DJ'd my own party in my backyard for my birthday in February of 1989, because the year kicked in. 2 months later, I DJ'd my birthday party. I played Jingling Baby all night long. Jingling Baby, scratching it, like doing all kinds of tricks and shit with Jingling Baby, and the kids remember that. That I went from that to DJing as a young age around the city, and you know, just I was the child DJ in South Carolina, Orangeburg, South Carolina, where music wasn't hip hop music, none of that shit wasn't there yet. In the South, the Bible Belt of music is South Carolina. Anyway, that's where I started at. I became real big and as a DJ at a young age, to where it started trickling on to other states, other parts of the world. And in 1990, I went to Germany. I lived in Germany for 3 years. In Germany, I learned about how music is different over there. Our American music getting over there is different because our copyright law don't work. So they just take music and remix it their own way. Like I still got some on vinyl too. So they made vinyl remixed their own way, EDM. So that's where EDM music came from. You know, EDM is 1976 disco, New York, and house music, Chicago. Went overseas and became EDM as you know it. Well, when it started blending the genres, when they started doing, they called them mashups back then. Mashups or remixes. And in Germany, I learned that side of it. Came back to America, and I became Speedy. I was so hot that the radio station, shout out DJ Prince Ice put me on his radio show called Ice Cold Radio Show, and then I became a staple of a part of the Ice Cold Radio Show. Well, the first guest that I had come to the show for when I was on there was Dre, Big Boy, and Slim Calhoun. Slim Calhoun was with him at that time. Shout out to Slim Calhoun too, and Outkast. I mean, that's the first group. But then Goodie Mob was there with him too. So when Goodie Mob came to the show, well, let me take it back. When I met Outkast and Slim Calhoun, they gave me their numbers, and I should come back and forth, you know what I'm saying, I just come back and forth to Atlanta. She's like, when you in Atlanta, hit me up, but it was busy.
Before you even got to Atlanta, like, how was that transition from South Carolina to Atlanta? Like, because I know you lived in Germany for a bit. You come back over here,
right?
Speedy.
Yeah.
But like,
I was DJ. I'm DJ Speedy, so DJ. So I wasn't producing or nothing like that. I was DJ. So, but I was so hot, like I was a hot DJ, like in South Carolina.
Gotcha.
Where South Carolina is the Bible Belt of music, where you had to go to and to try to get records broke, like. But hip hop wasn't prominent. You got to understand, like Outkast is like the first like major group from Atlanta, from Georgia to make it worldwide. So they came to my station, to my show, to break their record and do radio. So that was a transition. So as people, they was cool as hell. Like, so they gave me the numbers and they're like, yo, when you come to Atlanta, hit us up. Well, I didn't give him a chance to forget me. I came the next weekend. So back then, it wasn't no navigation and that shit like that. But I came, hang out, and they dropped me off at the dungeon.
Oh, the original one?
No, it was at it was at Rico's mansion. I think we were in Rico's mansion first. Cause remember, Organized Noise had to deal with LA Reid Interscope and all that shit.
Yep.
Not Interscope. They had a real LaFace. You know, he did TLC, all that shit. But anyway, so I met Outkast, came to Atlanta, boom. But it's when Goodie Mob came to my show, is where I became real good friends with T-Mo and Gipp, and I just come back and forth to Atlanta. But I spent more time at T-Mo house. Like I spent more time at T-Mo house, or between T-Mo house and Ray from Organized Noise, just running around. So then I started seeing them like making beats and stuff like that. So I started, when I go back to South Carolina, I started tinkering with the beats. So I was like, yo, this is the everybody asks this question, how I get placements. I'm finna tell you how it works. So, how I work. So basically, they was rappers and singers and artists, and I was a DJ that can play their music. I didn't come to them with something that they already did. I brought equity to the play. If you make a song, I can go play it on the radio. And I'm on the number one station, the biggest station, and the number one company. Clear Channel had monopoly on radio. Clear Channel owned all the radio stations back then. So I was on the number one hip hop show on Clear Channel, and if I played it, it went around the world of all their stations. So yeah, that was my equity in.
So basically, producers you got to bring something of value to the situation.
I'm finna tell you. So
okay.
Organized Noise made producers. So some of the greatest ever, my idols, Organized Noise. I'm sitting with my idols of the tracks that they produce and the artists that's on them. So now I have direct link to those artists. Okay. I'm watching how their sound is. I'm getting taught by Organized Noise of how to produce and the sounds that they are doing. But I didn't look at it like I was trying to learn how to make beats. I was just learning how they work. Now, nobody knew I was tinkering with beats, a computer. I had a PC back then, and I was going to South Carolina, and I was tinkering with the PC. I had Cakewalk and Logic back then was called E-Magic. It was on PC.
Oh, that's crazy.
So taking with the computer, they was had live musicians come in and play shit, MPCs and stuff like that. So I went back to South Carolina, and then next time I came back down here, I was like, yo, I was like, T-Mo, here's some tapes and CDs. I got some beats, and I just leave them around the house. So T-Mo was trying to learn how to make beats back then too. So I just leave them beat CDs and tapes and shit around the house. So don't know. I was like, yo, if you hear something, what I'm trying to learn to make beats or critique my shit, like give me. So one day I came back down here. They was at a celebrity softball game. The Bad Boy, it was the Bad Boy and Dungeon Family softball game. I came and all of a sudden I see Gipp. Gipp was like, yo, I gotta talk to you. I was like, oh shit, what the fuck? I what I done? Yeah. It was this beat on the CD you left at Timo house. I left for all CDs all over the goddamn place. Like make sure somebody gonna pick one up and get a beat CD. So basically, I didn't want to overstep my OGs by coming trying to shop beats, but I was like, if I had some beats and it was jamming, would y'all check them out? Whoa, whoa, whoa. And everybody was like, yeah, cool. Then I went and made the beats. I went and made the beats because I had an outlet for them.
Got you.
So I had the outlet for my beats. So now I really got to go in. And I also know the sound they're looking for, or the sound they're going for, or direction because of organized noise. So I'm going making beats. But to become Speedy, I took organized noise, and that's like analog, and me with a computer, digital, mash them together. Mm. Now I came back. On the CD was Steppin Out from Big Gipp. It was Sleep Around on the Hook. Steppin Out. That's my first placement as Speedy, as myself. And I did 7 songs on a Gipp solo. Gipp solo, first solo album. And I did 7 songs on that album.
Man, how did your life change from there?
Oh man, I went around the goddamn world. Shout out to Gipp. I mean, it took me around the world. Timo, Gipp, everybody, the whole Dungeon family. Timo, Gipp, Cujo, CeeLo, everybody, like everybody. That Gipp and Timo were they were technically they're the real man behind the machine, I would say. Because especially Gipp allowed me to be the producer, not just the beat maker. He allowed me to be the producer. That's how I figured out, like, I could write hooks and people would use them, or say, well, listen to my ideas. That's when I figured out I was dope at making beats. I was already dope at DJing. I was dope at making beats. Gipp let me know that. Timo was the vessel for that, because I used to go to Timo house all the time, leave shit around, and boom, and Gipp took a CD from there, and the rest is history. From there, I went in, of course, Goodie Mob stuff, Big Boy, Outkast.
So what year are we in now?
Okay. I moved to Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, shit, we still in South Carolina. Fuck that. So, and I'm still on the radio. I know Outkast, Goodie Mob, the Dungeon Family, coming back and forth. In 1999, Nelly and Kevin Law came to a radio show, Country Ground. They didn't like them. Nobody would play that record. Nobody liked that record. I liked them as people, and I liked the record. I played that record so many times, and my boss was like, "You play that record one more time, I'll fire you." I know he couldn't fire me. I know he couldn't fire me because shout out to DJ Prince. I know he couldn't fire me because I'm dope, and I knew I'm the youngin that controlled the market. Like, so I was dope. I played Country Grammar so much till 8 million records later. 8 million records later, Nelly, they came in and awarded the station a plaque and everything. I left radio because I was pissed off. They gave me the Galvin Award. It's the highest award on radio because of my influence and all that stuff. They try to keep me in radio, but it was a year later. 1999 Nelly. 2000 I moved to Atlanta.
So was it just the politics of everything that got you out of radio, or were you just ready to commit full time to producing?
Kind of both. I mean, it's the powers that be. The good Lord, like, okay, move to Atlanta because this is where you need to be at.
So to kind of recap at this point, just to keep count for, you know, the viewers, the listeners.
Timeline.
Okay. Right. So, 88, South Carolina, along the way.
88, South Carolina, stayed in South Carolina. I was 88, South Carolina. 90, Germany.
Crazy.
94, I'm back here.
And then it's safe to say along the way.
In South Carolina.
And then it's safe to say along the way, some people who helped you, of course, Goodie Mob.
That's 90. That's what I'm saying. 94.
Yeah.
And then I got on the radio show with Prince Lights.
Yep.
94, 95. Outkast came out and went. Outkast came out in 95.
Right.
It came to South Carolina. Do a radio show. I met them. I was coming back and forth to Atlanta. Until 1999, I met Nelly.
And then 2000.
2000, I moved to Atlanta.